Buenos dias, clase. Today we're going to learn about weather expressions. So let's get started. All right, so my question is, ¿Qué tiempo hace? Which basically means, what's the weather doing? Now, when I have these certain conditions here, I'm going to start my answer with the word hace. Remember that the H is silent. So let's go ahead and repeat these. Repete. Hace calor. Hace frío. Hace fresco. Hace viento. Hace sol. Hace buen tiempo. Hace mal tiempo. Now notice that frío has an accent mark on the I, so it's important to remember that when you're writing it. And when you want to say that it's very hot or very cold, you're going to use mucho before calor and frío. And the reason is because calor and frío are nouns. I realized last week we learned like when you say I am very well, you use muy, but that's because well is an adjective and calor is a noun. But don't worry about that right now. But let's practice that. Repetan. Hace mucho calor. Hace mucho frío. You can also say it's very windy. Hace mucho viento, kind of like it is today, right? So let's repeat these again. Repetan. Hace calor. Hace frío. Hace fresco. Hace viento. Hace sol. Hace buen tiempo. Hace mal tiempo. Okay, at this point, I would ask the students what their favorite type of weather is, and I would ask for volunteers first. And if no one volunteered, I would call on the more advanced students to answer that question. All right, now when we have a changing condition, and I realize that these conditions could change, but if something could change very quickly, like being cloudy or being clear, we're not going to use hace like we did with these conditions. We're going to use está. And make sure you have that accent mark over the A, and it's pronounced está. I'm only going to give you two because there are, of course, a lot of them. But we're just going to do cloudy and clear. So, repetan. Está nublado. Está despejado. You can remember that está nublado is cloudy because of the words that we have in English like nebulous or nubles. It means a nuage. Also, you'll hear a nuance. Some people might use those words that you've heard before, and it just means the atmosphere. If someone has a sleepy nuance, it's their atmosphere around them. It has a sleepy cloud around them. You can remember that. And despejado means clear. Remember that whenever you see a J, it's always pronounced like an H. So that's despejado, like the clouds had disappeared. So it's clear now. Let's repeat this again. Repetan. Está nublado. Está despejado. Now, you're not going to use está or hace with precipitation. And in case you've forgotten, precipitation is something that falls from the sky, like rain, snow, sleet, hail. For this lesson, we're just going to do rain and snow. Now, let's look at that word llueve, L-L-E-U-V-E. The double L makes a y sound, so it's a little bit tricky because our U makes an U sound, the E makes an A sound. So this is pronounced llueve. Try that again. Llueve. It rains. Now, I did put the actual present progressive there. Está lloviendo, like it is raining right now. But I'm not going to have you be responsible for that. And then it snows is nieva. Nieva. Repetan. Nieva. Llueve. Nieva. All right, let's do these again. Repetan. Está nublado. Está despejado. Llueve. Nieva. Okay, at this point, I would ask the students what their favorite condition is on this slide, asking for volunteers, and then calling on the more advanced students if no one volunteers. All right, when we talk about the seasons, you can think of them as stations because that word las estaciones means seasons, or there are stations in the year, right? So you've probably heard the word primavera before. You've probably seen it on a menu. You probably have seen pasta primavera on a menu, and it means pasta with vegetables. And you can remember that because springtime is the time when you plant vegetables, right? Look at the word summer, it's verano, and the winter is invierno. Now that reminds me of words that are um, like the opposite has the word in front of it, like the word complete, and the opposite is incomplete, right? So you can think about verano as summer and invierno as the unsummer. That might help you remember. And the word otoño to me kind of sounds like autumn, doesn't it? And don't forget that accent mark over the N. So primavera has the word la in front of it because it's feminine. And we haven't discussed masculine and feminine nouns yet, but we will later. Notice that I've put into the parentheses off to the side the months of the year that fall into each season. Now, it used to be that that season started on the 21st. So, like the 21st of March is the first day of spring. The 21st of June is the first day of summer. The 21st of September is the first day of autumn. And the 21st of December is the first day of winter. Now I think it's the 22nd, but it doesn't matter. Just know that the 3 months of spring are March, April, and May. Summer is June, July, and August. Autumn is September, October, November. And winter is December, January, February. So let's just repeat those just for fun. We haven't repeated those months in a few days. Repetan. Marzo, abril, mayo, junio, julio, agosto, septiembre, octubre, noviembre, diciembre, enero, febrero. All right, let's pronounce these seasons. Repetan. Las estaciones. La primavera. El verano. El otoño. Again, las estaciones. La primavera. El verano. El otoño. El invierno. So I thought you might find it interesting to know that the seasons in the southern hemisphere are the opposite from the seasons in the northern hemisphere. So we're getting ready to go into winter, and people in Argentina, for example, are getting ready to go into summer. Now in the middle, so the middle of the earth is the equator, right? And then on each side of the equator we have the tropics, the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn there. They're shaded in your map there in red. They don't have 4 seasons, they just have 2, dry and wet. So that's interesting, isn't it? All right, let's practice. Okay, so this is where I would call on students to answer the questions. The options are there on the right, A, B, A through H, and there's more than one right answer, of course. I would start with the advanced students, and that way the less advanced students can get a feel of how this goes and what to think about and what some of the answers might be. And so that's a sample lesson. Thank you.